I feel if I didn't grow up in a city called New York, I would not be me, who I am now. I would be somebody else. That would be me, but I wouldn't be the current person. And I think that the city really really shaped me. The music I heard, the friends that I made, the kind of open mindedness. I really felt like, and I still feel, that music has absolutely no borders. When we left to America, I was only 8 years old. So what happened was that even though I still feel very much Estonian, my most formative years were in America. And in fact, that's why I feel such a closeness to the American musical culture. I feel that it is probably the most vast and most interesting, but not only North America and not only United States. I feel that the whole continent of America, both continents of America, are such an incredible mixture of ethnic and folk music, but of a completely non-European origin. And all of these composers, for example, in North America, you had Copland, who was trying to find an American sound. But Ginastera in Argentina was actually trying to follow exactly the same model as Copland, to find an Argentinian sound. The music of Central and South America is simply different because of the geography of the region. You have Indian cultures there, which, for example, the piece by Revueltas, La Noche de los Mayos, is clearly about the Mayan culture. And you have to imagine that he was writing this also for a film, which was kind of the rise and fall of the Mayan civilization. The film never succeeded, but the music, the score to this film is absolutely fantastic. And it is almost like a Mexican rite of spring, you know. So he modeled, his thinking was kind of, I take some things from Stravinsky and try to make my own Mexican version of this. The music is very little known in Europe because, first of all, communication for years has been very bad between, if you have an ocean in between. But second of all, we are very much, I don't want to put it in a very black and white form, but if I generalize, Europeans in general have embraced the academic side of music, as where the New World people, the Americans, North and South, have very much embraced the popular culture. And that's why there's this big difference. The only reason why people like Bernstein, for example, and Copland and the North Americans have become much more popular, and it has come back to Europe, is because they actually traveled very much between these two places, and they brought their music, and they were friends with people like Ravel, and Stravinsky went there, and there was this cross communication. But once you start going south already, the distances become much longer, the communication is less, and also it is, I think, a geopolitical story as well, because Americans were here anyway, because after World War II, Americans were dominant, not the Mexicans and not the Brazilians and not the Argentinians, but it was the Americans. So that's why they also brought their culture, and including in this was all of their Gershwins and Bernsteins and everybody, Ives. So that's mainly the reason, but I think it's time now to start exploring and bringing South America and Central America to Europe, and I'm very happy to. I love this stuff, and I know it's going to be an incredible adventure for everybody who comes to the concert.